In this episode, we save for our amazing future, one piece at a time. You wanna know what that means? Stick around and find out. Welcome back, fellow citizens of Jar to Deron for Super President. This is the show in which we try to create our own country, take over the entire universe, and fix all of the universe's problems. I know it's a little bit ambitious, but if you'd like to see how that is and become a citizen of our country, hit the subscribe button to join us on our journey to amazingness. In every episode, we figure out what our current population is. Our population for this week is now up to 85. That's right, we continue to expand. Also, whenever we gain in population, we also gain in dirt for our country, because our country must expand to fit the new citizens on the country. Whoosh. Fun fact, if Jar was 1 square mile, which we're not, then Jar would have the population density greater than Burma at this point in time, which is great. I mean, realistically, if we fit everybody in the Jar, we'd have a population density greater than most places, but I'm not going to do that math, at least not right now. So, in this episode, we are going to save the future. Now, I was thinking, when somebody wants to go on a wild adventure or some sort of journey to the far reaches of the end of the universe, you have a jar. I know, just like our country of Jar, I figured it was a bit poetic to bring a jar into things once again. So the reason people have a jar is they say, I'd like to go to Europe one day. So rather than just going to Europe, in my case, I'd like to take over Europe one day. Nicely. Don't tell Europe. So you have a jar and you say, you know, every time I break a 20 or something, I'm going to put a little bit of that into the jar. And so this is our planning for the future. I know you're going, what am I going to spend this on? I'm going to spend this on tools of mass instruction. I'd like to use this to teach and show and create and evolve, because I have a jar and an iPhone that I'm recording on. So today, I know, weird Canadian money. You thought maybe an American bill or a British pound or something would go in there. No, we have a small circular disc of metal with a bird on it, and an old lady on the other side. Dashing lady. The Queen of England, who's still kicking around. Legacy. Like that. Good job, Queen. I salute you from over here. Technically in Canada, actually, she's the Queen of Canada too. She's our sovereign, which is just a weird... It's very strange. But I admit, British Empire... They did a pretty good job of empiring, so like, gotta give props where it's due. I realistically will probably spend this on some sort of props or something for the background, but I'll try to add to this every week or whenever I remember. If you're wondering where I got this lovely mason jar, my sister made me pickles. I enjoy pickles. Pickles are great. We should talk about pickles sometime. I don't know how to fit pickles into an episode about taking over the entire universe, but now we have Jar. We got our little jar. I'm gonna call this the Taking Over the Universe Fund. My penmanship is terrible. I wrote world domination on it. I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna add fund. And I'm gonna underline just the fun in fund, because that's the way I roll. I should really find a place to put this. I'm gonna see if I can find some way at some point in time to have background things so that I don't look like I'm in a boring house. I am in my house, but I think my house is a little bit more interesting than boring though. And as always, citizens of Jar have come forward with different comments about our goings-on. The Principality of Lusitane went back on one of my previous videos and commented second, which I find absolutely hilarious, because that was actually the video of mine that had the fewest number of comments on it. So now there's like 2 or 3 comments on that video. There used to be none. I find that funny. Principality also saying first on the previous video. I like that. Cherry Bomb said, I choose to be a citizen of Jar. Welcome, Cherry Bomb. You're family now. You're one of us. Can appreciate that. Principality of Lusitane again said, Prince Samuel of Lusitane is now running for chairman of the Assembly, the Micronational Assembly, and has created the Micronational Assembly's treasury as well as the new currency, the unum, which means unified in Latin. It's a centralized currency for all of the people, or for all in the Micronational Assembly. What's Jar's currency? Would you perhaps adopt the unum? I'm not saying Jar's currency is the loony, because that's a little loony. That's a terrible... I think at some point in time, Jar will adopt different currencies and countries and whatnot. We'll come up with some official money at some point in time, but for now, Jar's currency is every currency. because we're going to take over the universe and having one currency across the universe. Yeesh. Principality of Lusitania adding in, Sammy is now the chairman of the Micronational Assembly. As the leader of JAR, I would like to officially congratulate Sammy on his appointment to the chairman of the Micronational Assembly. Welcome, Sammy, to a fantastic group of people who've been absolutely lovely to me and lovely to each other, it sounds like. I salute you. We need to come up with a salute later. This is an update on the Faith Moxley thing, saying I have a huge map in the back of my closet that I can write on. If we need to plot the points where everyone is, I can probably help with that. Then Rowdy Stern saying we should need some locations, and then go spot once we got people. I love this, by the way. Principality saying maybe they can map out some other places, like allies of JAR, saying the Principality of Lusitania has a claim on Jarvis Island. Faith Moxley adding on that, and then Esther, captain of JAR, saying, so should we write our locations? It's so cool to see people talking to each other, and I'm just like on the sidelines going, oh man, this looks really fun. I'm here in the world. I'm in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. So we know where I am. I'm not gonna put too precise a location, but if anyone ever finds me in real life, free hugs. Golden Eagle saying, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Prophet of JAR. And the Principality of Lusitania saying that dog must have eaten some massive burritos, if that's the case. I mean, realistically, if you get a dog, and you get some burritos, and you feed the burritos to the dog, that's probably not something healthy to feed a dog, or a human. I can't imagine burritos are good for anyone, but they're so good, and I love burritos. What if we have a dog, and then separately from the dog we have burritos, and then the dog can be both fighting but also cuddly. It's important because I'm a cuddly person. And then in addition to that, like a burrito table, like a salad bar, but it's burrito bar, kind of like Chipotle, but like not corporate. And everything served in jars. Esther saying, I too have failed with recruiting people. My friends just don't appreciate you enough. They won't think of this anymore when you rule everything. Thanks, Esther. I appreciate it. Again, it's totally fine if people don't like things, because again, failure is an interesting and inevitable part of life. I actually like failing on things, because it's just interesting. You're like, nah, it didn't work out. On top of you trying to show people and it not working out, and a couple times you've actually given me ideas for episodes. I'm gonna name you Captain Esther, Great Thinker of JAR, because, whew, you got a mind. You're gonna go big places one day. This was cool, Traverse saying, last vid I subscribed. Golden Eagle saying, we're growing every day. We are growing every day. Quick reminder, for the first 100 subscribers, when I inevitably rule the entire universe, we're going to be giving away different galaxies. I mean galaxies with stars and planets and solar systems and all that. Once we go beyond the first 100 subscribers, no longer will that be an offer. So we're running out. So if anyone does want to show their friend, and that friend could be a possible galaxy holder at some point in time, once the first 100 galaxies are up, we're actually going to have to discontinue that and move on to something else. But you're on that list, Traverse. So this is your super presidential candidate Deron signing off this week saying, welcome to JAR. JAR takes all kinds, and your family now. Please join us this week and every week. We go up every single Friday whenever I go to bed, so usually a bit late on that Friday, and if you're somewhere else in the world, it probably even comes out kind of early in the morning on the Saturdayness. It'll all eventually work out. It goes up roughly the same time. If you'd like an interesting military title, please show a friend, family member, somebody who lives inside of a country. They might relate how we both also like countries. And they might join us on our road to interestingness. And even if they absolutely fail, it's the journey and the trying that's really what the fun part is. So even if that happens, let me know, because why not? It's more fun that way. And so, as we continue to grow and continue to grow in power, I will leave you with the official model of JAR, which is, we are JAR. If you love JAR, you'll love us. We'll see you next week.